Reset for life balance, tracking the root cause. Thank you for hanging out with me. My name is Dr. Debbie. I am your reset coach, and I appreciate every time tuning into this channel. And as you know, in this channel, we always talk about health, about our wellness, about our overall well-being, and most importantly, that it is important to reset for a life balance. We want balance in our life, and we want to track the root cause of whatsoever may be going on in our life. We are overwhelmed emotionally, um, family issues, stress, overburn, so many responsibilities, that is impacting our health, our well-being, our family, our children, our career, our business, our life goals. What is that thing that is not allowing us, to achieve our life purpose, our life goal? We can reset. We can track it, to know the root cause. What is going on? And we're able to fix it. And that is why, the support is here, like as a reset for life balance, to help you get the balance, the equilibrium of your well-being, of your health, of your family, that whatsoever it is going on, we can track the root cause. And once we get to the root cause, the solution is easy. The solution is at hand, but when we don't know what is going on, like for instance, my client, some of my clients this week that I saw, it's okay. I'm happy that the weather is getting warm and then we can move out and do the exercise, that fitness walk, like I'm now on this, my weekend fitness walk that I'm documenting, other days of the week, I don't do that. But like this, it is really important, when we move out, apart from the well-being, of getting the sunshine, moving our body, the impact of overall wellness of exercise in our body. Also, we get the sunshine, which activates the vitamin D level in our system, that helps our cognition and take off like depression, like anxiety, and like our bone issues, bone problem and all that. So all that is out of the way, because just imagine just getting that sunshine to be able to activate the absorption of vitamin D, probably that we are consuming in our food and we are getting through all other sources. So some of my clients that came, and they were just worried that maybe something weird is going on in their life, but it's just because of stress and burnout. And I like, like checking what is going on, the root cause. So they went for lab work, and the results just show that it was because of the situation of burnout and overwhelming high stress that they were going through in the office, at places of work, different roles that, they have to attend to. Number one, some of the um, body chemicals, that they needed is very low. That if we don't check, things will continue to get worse and situation will get out of hand. Also, it was already set up inflammatory processes in the system, like their WBC, white blood cell. The reading, it was already out of range. And, that is how people, when they don't check, things like this can trigger autoimmune diseases when the cells of the body, we start to attack itself. So it is important, to make sure that we track the root cause, that we check, with professionals, and then we fix whatsoever is going on. We need that rest, we need that break. Let's use it. And most importantly, self-care, self-love. We give attention to our body. We make sure, we are eating good food. Like I always say, good food, because that is the building block of all the essential nutrients that we need. It's from all the food that we get. And that is why even if we are using supplements, we are not sure whether, the range, the level. We have different doses that we can take. We don't know which is low, which is high, because all of them, they have their own implication, when it is high, when it is low. But when you track the root cause, you do all the test assessment from the professionals, you are able to know, what exactly it's out of range. Then they can fix it, and things, we go back to normal. So it's important that we make sure that, we pay attention to that, to our body, to our family. And some of these individuals, they are women. I have young people too, young adults, adolescent teenagers. But some of them, they are already feeling irritable, conflict in the family that they do not know is because of the impact of the stress and the burnout they are going to. And then we can plan, organize and make sure how do you put, your responsibilities together, and you'll be on top and in control of them, that is not going to stress your life. And this is, what we are talking about as reset. Situations in life, or you see, because of whatsoever is going on in the family, maybe like one member of the family, there's job loss, we can always reset, for just temporarily. The other one can take whatsoever is available just to be able to supplement the family income. And then when we agree together, when we're able to support one another, it's not going to overstress any member of the family. Yeah, it will not be ideal that, it's just one member of the family that is doing um all the working, not resting, packing all the shifts, the long hours, while the other one is just folding hand, or just, oh, I'm trying, I'm writing application, I've not. No, get out anything that is available to do to bring income home to supplement. Is just for a time. There was a time in my life that I was taking 3 jobs together in a year. I did it from about 10 months to 1 year. Yeah, because my son was in school, I didn't want him to get a loan, and it was not easy grinding that time, hustling. Yeah, but I know I have a purpose, and I have, like a kind of goal that I want to meet. Is just because I want to support my son not to get into debt, so that, can be like a kind of leverage, get out of college and be able to start the level. So it's not something that I have a start date, but I do not have an exit of. It's just to help the family, a kind of support, that when I can do it apart from my main job, I can get 2 hours here, I can get 4 hours here, and that is going to bring that extra income to give that support. So whatever we need to do, when you come, we plan, we analyze your situation and how that can be of help, that you are not going to be overstressed. The root cause, maybe you need that break, maybe there's other underlying situations that may just be at the beginning of big situations, and we're able to track and able to get the help you need. Whatever it is important, that we reset for a life balance, and also tracking, the root cause of the problem, or any of our kids, any of our children, whatsoever is going on. Is it the impact, the influence, of peers, or that, they are going into some behavior or cultural shock, or, like kind of their own culture is different from whatever country they have migrated or relocated to. We are able to analyze and track the root cause. So I see between husband and wife that, okay, because of the stress of life, especially in this high economy, that, to meet the family need is really challenging for everyone. We can sit down as a family, and then we see, how do we help one another? How do we support one another? How do we have time for one another? How do we, still, the love, the union of the matrimony, that we still keep it sacred, that we still keep that love, burning. Yeah, because when you consider so many responsibilities, the burnout and the stress can make people, to start, blaming one another, like negative talk to one another, disrespecting one another. And it's like, oh, this is not the individual, that I know all these years, but it's just because of maybe the stress and the burnout, but it is not really, the best version of them that you are seeing, or you are experiencing, or you are encountering at that time. But we could change, situation, that, oh, this is not the individual. We track the root cause, how has the situation be, how has the relationship be, from time to time, or some other underlying mental illness. You hear a lot of news, a lot of story. Like, I was watching a video online of a man that was just wild and very aggressive, and was screaming in front of somebody's front door, press the call bell, and was just screaming and banging. That would be a kind of mental health concerns. I don't know what they have been going through, what is going on in their life, but we are able, to analyze, track the root cause. But it is when we pay attention. When we pay attention, when when we analyze and we're able to track the root cause. My name is Dr. Debbie. I am your research coach. And please like, share this video is for educational purpose, and reach out. You can send email, you can DM, and we can work together. We are here for you so that you don't need to carry this burden alone. We can reset whatsoever is the situation with your job, with your family, with children, with your career, with your business, and life is going to be good. Life is good. It's just a phase. Whatsoever we are going through is a phase, and that's why we can always reset. We can reset anytime so that we can catch up with our life goals, with our life purpose, and we can be happy. Thank you so much for your attention. I appreciate, like hanging out with me in my fitness walk today. Get out, the weather is becoming warm, and keep your body and your health in shape. We don't want to spend that money that is hard to get in the hospital or to pay hospital bill. No, it's better we enjoy it, spend it for the family once we are taking care of our health. Thank you so much. I'll catch you in my next video. Thank you and bye.